You've probably heard it before, solitude is where you find yourself. But what if I told you that being alone doesn't just help you discover who you are, it unlocks superpowers that most people never even realize they have? Yes, I said superpowers, and I'm not talking about flying or shooting lasers from your eyes. I'm talking about powers that allow you to tap into the deepest, most profound aspects of your being. Powers that enable you to see the world and yourself in a completely new way. Powers that only the chosen ones, those who dare to embrace solitude, are able to unlock. So, why are you here watching this video? Because you've always felt different, haven't you? You've always sensed that there's something more to life, something more to you. And now, you're about to discover what that is. But let me ask you something first. When was the last time you were truly alone? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, completely alone with your thoughts, your feelings, your soul. When was the last time you disconnected from the noise of the world and tuned into the silence within? If you're like most people, it's probably been a while. We're constantly surrounded by distractions, our phones, our jobs, our relationships. We're rarely, if ever, given the chance to just be. State of power. It's in those quiet moments when the world falls away that the chosen ones unlock the superpowers that lie dormant within them.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first superpower that solitude unlocks is clarity. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the noise of other people's opinions, the noise of society's expectations, or even the noise of your own thoughts, you can't see clearly. Your mind is clouded, and you're unable to make decisions from a place of true wisdom. But when you're alone, when you enter into that sacred space of solitude, the noise begins to fade. The mental chatter quiets, and in that stillness you begin to see things as they really are. You begin to understand yourself on a deeper level. You begin to see the truth of your life, your relationships, your purpose. This is clarity, and it is one of the most powerful gifts that solitude can give you. But clarity doesn't come easily. You have to be willing to face the discomfort of being alone. You have to be willing to sit with your thoughts, to confront the emotions that you've been avoiding. It's not always pleasant. In fact, it can be downright terrifying at times. It is the path that leads to true power. So, let me ask you, are you willing to face yourself? Are you willing to confront the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be? As you begin to gain clarity, you will unlock the second superpower, intuition. You see, your intuition is always there, always guiding you, always speaking to you. But most people can't hear it because they're too busy listening to everything else. They're too busy listening to the opinions of others, the dictates of society, the fears and doubts in their own minds. But when you're alone, when you've cleared away the noise, your intuition comes through loud and clear. It's like a quiet voice inside you, whispering the truth, guiding your steps, showing you the way. This is the voice of your soul, the voice of the universe, and it's always leading you toward your highest good. But here's the thing, most people don't trust their intuition. They doubt it. They second-guess it. They think, that can't be right. What if I'm wrong? And so, they ignore it. But as a chosen one, you must learn to trust it. You must learn to listen to that quiet inner voice, even when it doesn't make sense, even when it goes against logic, against reason, against what everyone else is telling you. Because your intuition is your superpower. It's your connection to the divine, to the universe, to the infinite wisdom that is always available to you. But you can only access it in solitude. You can only hear it when you're alone. So, let me ask you, do you trust yourself? Do you trust your intuition? Or are you still looking outside of yourself for answers? Because the truth is, everything you need to know is already within you. You just have to be willing to listen. Once you've unlocked clarity and intuition, something incredible begins to happen. And you start to realize that you have the power to shape your reality. Yes, I'm talking about manifestation. This is the third superpower that solitude unlocks, and it's one of the most powerful forces in the universe. When you're alone, when you've cleared away the distractions, you begin to understand that your thoughts, your beliefs, your intentions are not just passive. They are creative. They are the building blocks of your reality. Most people go through life unconsciously manifesting. They don't realize that their thoughts and beliefs are shaping their experiences. They think that life is just happening to them, that they have no control over what comes their way. But the chosen ones understand that this is not true. They understand that they are co-creators with the universe, that their thoughts and intentions have the power to bring things into existence. And when you're alone, when you're in that state of clarity and alignment with your intuition, your power to manifest becomes even stronger. But here's the thing about manifestation. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts and hoping for the best. It's about aligning your energy with what you want to create. It's about getting clear on your intentions, trusting your intuition, and taking inspired action. And this is where solitude becomes so important, because in solitude, you have the space to get clear on what you truly want. You have the space to align your energy with your desires. You have the space to listen to your intuition and take the actions that will bring your desires into reality. But let me ask you, what are you manifesting right now? Are you consciously creating the life you want? Or are you unconsciously creating a life based on fear, doubt, and limitation? Because here's the truth, you are always manifesting, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you manifesting from a place of power or from a place of fear? As you begin to master the power of manifestation, you will unlock the fourth superpower, emotional resilience. This is perhaps one of the most underrated superpowers, but it is also one of the most important. You see, when you're alone, when you're in that space of solitude, you are forced to confront your emotions. You can't run from them. You can't distract yourself with other people or external circumstances. You have to sit with them. You have to feel them. And this is where true emotional resilience is born. Most people avoid their emotions. They numb themselves with distractions, whether it's social media, work, relationships, or even substances. But as a chosen one, you must learn to face your emotions head on. You must learn to sit with the discomfort, to feel the pain, the fear, the sadness, without running away. Because it's in that process of facing your emotions that you become emotionally resilient. You begin to realize that your emotions are not something to be feared. They are not something to be avoided. They are simply energy moving through your body. And when you allow yourself to feel them, they lose their power over you. So, let me ask you, are you willing to face your emotions? Are you willing to sit with the discomfort, to feel the pain, without running away? Because this is what it takes to unlock the superpower of emotional resilience. As you begin to master your emotions, you unlock the fifth and final superpower, self-mastery. This is the ultimate superpower of the chosen ones, and it is only accessible through solitude. Self-mastery is the ability to control your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. It is the ability to rise above the lower aspects of yourself, the fear, the doubt, the ego, and align with your highest self. It is the ability to create your life from a place of power rather than reacting to the circumstances around you. But Self-mastery is not something that can be achieved overnight. It is a lifelong journey, and it requires discipline, commitment, and a willingness to face yourself. This is why solitude is so important. Because in solitude, you are given the space to observe yourself, to reflect on your thoughts and actions, to make conscious choices about who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world. Yet most people are slaves to their minds. They are controlled by their thoughts, their emotions, their habits, without even realizing it. But the chosen ones understand that true power comes from mastering the mind. It comes from recognizing that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality, and you have the power to choose how you respond to life. But here's the thing, self-mastery is not about perfection. It's not about never feeling fear, never making mistakes, never experiencing doubt. It's about recognizing those moments when fear arises, when doubt creeps in, and choosing to rise above them. It's about choosing to align with your highest self, even when it's difficult. It's about choosing to act from a place of love rather than fear. So, let me ask you, are you ready to master yourself? Are you ready to take full responsibility for your life, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions? Because this is what it takes to unlock the superpower of self-mastery. Now that you understand the 5 superpowers that solitude unlocks: clarity, intuition, manifestation, emotional resilience, and self-mastery, you might be asking yourself, what's next? How do you fully step into these powers and embrace your role as a chosen one? The answer is simple, but not easy. You must be willing to walk the path of solitude. You must be willing to embrace the discomfort, the uncertainty, and even the fear that comes with being alone. But here's the truth, solitude is not a punishment. It's not something to be avoided or feared. It's a gift, a sacred space where transformation happens, where your true power is revealed. It's in those moments of solitude that you discover who you really are, that you unlock the superpowers that will allow you to live your most extraordinary life. Think of all the great spiritual teachers, visionaries, and leaders throughout history. What do they all have in common? At some point in their lives, they all embraced solitude. They all spent time alone, whether it was meditating, reflecting, or simply being in silence. They understood that solitude is where you connect with the deepest parts of yourself, where you tap into the wisdom of the universe. And now, it's your turn. But here's the challenge, most people are terrified of being alone. They're terrified of sitting with their own thoughts, of facing their own emotions, of confronting the parts of themselves they've been avoiding. And that's why so few people ever unlock these superpowers. They distract themselves with noise, social media, work, relationships, anything to avoid the stillness. But the chosen ones know that the stillness is where the magic happens. The stillness is where the transformation occurs. So, how do you embrace solitude? How do you make it a part of your life? The first step is simple: create space for it. Carve out time in your day, even if it's just a few minutes, to be alone. Turn off your phone, step away from the noise, and sit in silence. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. Your mind might race, your emotions might bubble up, and you might feel the urge to distract yourself. But stay with it. Breathe through it. Allow yourself to be present with whatever comes up. This is the process of transformation. This is the path of the chosen one. As you spend more time in solitude, you will begin to notice something incredible. You'll start to feel more connected to yourself, to your intuition, to the universe. Or you'll start to unlock the superpowers that have been lying dormant within you. You'll gain clarity on your purpose, your path, your truth. You'll begin to trust your intuition more deeply, to follow its guidance even when it doesn't make sense. You'll start to manifest with more ease, aligning your energy with your desires and watching as the universe responds. You'll develop emotional resilience, learning to face your emotions head on without being overwhelmed by them. And most importantly, you'll begin to master yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, allowing you to live from a place of true power. But here's the thing. Embracing the path of solitude doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. It doesn't mean withdrawing from life or cutting yourself off from others. In fact, it's the opposite. The more you embrace solitude, the more deeply you connect with yourself, and the more deeply you can connect with others. When you're aligned with your true self, when you've unlocked your superpowers, you show up in the world in a completely different way. You bring more light, more wisdom, more love into everything you do. You become a beacon for others, a guide for those who are still lost in the noise. So, let me ask you, are you ready to walk this path? Are you ready to embrace solitude, to face yourself, and to unlock the superpowers that are waiting for you? Because here's the truth, you've had these powers all along. They've always been within you, but you needed to be alone to realize it. You needed that sacred space of solitude to connect with the deepest parts of yourself, to hear the whispers of your soul, to remember who you really are. The path of the chosen one is not an easy one. It requires courage, commitment, and a willingness to step into the unknown. But it is also the most rewarding path you can walk. It is the path that leads to true power, true freedom, and true fulfillment. And now, the choice is yours. Will you continue to distract yourself with the noise of the world, or will you step into the stillness and unlock the superpowers that are waiting for you? The path is open. The gift of solitude is waiting for you. All you have to do is embrace it. So, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to walk the path of the chosen one? Remember, everything you've been searching for has been within you all along. You just needed the silence to hear it. The choice is yours.